Good morning and welcome to another tropical system or tropical storm season. It's actually started here at the beginning of June. If you're new to this channel, I have been doing weather videos anytime there's a tropical system here headed towards the northern Gulf Coast or the central Gulf of Mexico. We are here in Dauphin Island, Alabama, which is a little coastal island right off the coast of Alabama, just south of Mobile, Alabama. So as you all know, we have a investigation area or a potential tropical system number 3, which could become Tropical Storm Claudette. We'll look at a couple graphics here in just a moment, but as you can see, it's just a clear, calm day here on Dauphin Island. I don't expect this to be much stronger than a medial tropical depression or very small tropical storm. It's an east-sided system, meaning there's not much on the west side. So here in Dauphin Island, Alabama, I think we'll get anywhere between 2 to 3 feet of some water surge, storm surge as you would call it. I hate to use the term storm surge and kind of fake news it in a way, but in any coastal area such as Dauphin Island, Mobile, coastal Louisiana, Mississippi, 2 to 3 feet of water on top of high tide can be, quite catastrophic in a way. And from time, you can look back and see how much damage has been caused by just a few feet of extra water in low-lying areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you around the house. If you remember, about a year ago, this house was basically destroyed. It was unlivable for about 9 months. But this is our house. We still don't have siding on the house all the way around from Hurricane Sally. If you go back and look at my Hurricane Sally videos, you'll see that this siding over here was completely taken off the house. This corner here was destroyed. The ceilings collapsed on both floors. So we just moved back in about a month ago, and we were out of this house for a solid 8 months. Still construction everywhere. So if water comes up here into the yard, you're looking at all this construction material that we're using to go away. So this bulkhead behind me, it's about right now a foot or two above the water. Here shortly in the next, 24 to 36 hours, if it's high tide, the tide's rising now. I think the high tide today is around 2 o'clock p.m. But if at high tide, if you get 2 or 3 feet of water on top of this, you're talking water underneath the house. So anyway, I'm gonna go and pull up a couple graphics and take a look at it. I don't know how much I'm gonna track this one. I usually do them if it's quite intense. So I don't want to kind of waste anybody's time. But this is the other side of the house, and we're just getting started on that. Again, all this siding was pulled off recently, so hopefully there's some nice, some sealed windows now, because there was a lot of holes in these windows that water would leak through. So we're about 16 feet in the air. I don't think we'll have any wind issues at all, but water coming up to the yard, especially on the west end of Dauphin Island, could be a significant impact. So let's look at some graphics and see what we're looking at. Real quickly, before we get to those graphics, I wanted to point off to my west. Why? The potential tropical system number 3, which could be Tropical Storm Claudette, is off to our west now. It's moving north at 14 miles per hour. And the pressure, the barometric pressure, is at about 1,007 millibars, and it's been holding that way basically throughout the night. It's dropped by one or two pressure points from, I think it was 1,009 yesterday to 1,007. It's looking like it wants to organize a little bit, but again, it's lopsided on the east side. I don't think it has time to do so. But the storm is tracked to kind of jog over to the east and bring that circulation onshore somewhere around Louisiana Gulf Coast or Mississippi Gulf Coast. But the landfall doesn't really matter in terms of this storm, because the rain event, which could forecast somewhere between 7 to 9 inches of rain on top of a high tide, is going to be on the eastern side where we are. So this is my west here. So the storm, as the crow flies, would be to my southwest and that direction. So that's Mississippi in that direction. If I go this way, that's Mobile, Alabama in that direction. And that direction is Florida. And then this direction is the Gulf of Mexico. So I wanted to show you how high the house is off the ground. Again, if water comes up 2 or 3 feet at high tide, siding and sheetrock will be done. These trees do pretty well with the salt water, but some of them get kind of destroyed, and I'll walk you up my flight of stairs and show you that we're still very much under construction here. I'll have to get the plants up, obviously. So we still don't have siding on the western facing side of our house. Still very much under construction. A brief look from an elevated position. We're about 16 feet up here. That's the Mobile Bay. Across the Mobile Bay is Baldwin County, Alabama. So this is a really good look at it. This tree here is kind of my wind gauge. I know by doing so many storms how these limbs bow over. I can pretty much gauge the wind. I do have an anemometer, so I can check the wind speed. But look down, and there's the ground level. And there's the water. High tide's around 1 o'clock. So we'll see what happens as this storm inches closer. All right, let's take a look at some of these graphics. I haven't looked at them too much this morning. I did it about 3 o'clock this morning, and it was the 4 a.m. update. Now it's the 7 a.m. update. I don't see too terribly many changes here. Still moving north at 14 miles an hour. Again, it shows the center of circulation forecasted to come ashore as a tropical storm, which would mean Claudette, with winds somewhere around 40, 50 miles per hour. And then as it makes landfall, to start to veer off by some upper level lows off to the north and east. So right now it doesn't look like it even has enough time for rapid intensification. The Gulf of Mexico is around 83, 84 degrees. Here are some of the wind forecast probabilities. So you can see the orangish color right here in the middle would be the strongest wind. So between 40 to 50 mile an hour winds coming ashore somewhere around coastal Louisiana. But the meat of this storm, in terms of precipitation, is off to our east. So let's take a look at the storm surge forecast. So you can see here exactly what I was saying earlier, about 2 to 3 feet of storm surge. And we are right here off the coastal, off the coast of Alabama at Dauphin Island. Sorry guys, I didn't prepare too much for this one. I didn't know if I was going to track it or not, but anyway, my apologies for that. So let's kind of expand out and let's look at some of these other graphs. Some more rainfall forecasts. So this is forecasting here between 6 to 10 inches of rain. So that's a lot of rain to happen over a 36-hour period. So 2 high tide periods, one today, one tomorrow. And if it keeps raining into Sunday and high tide again, we could have some flooding issues, especially here on the west end of Dauphin Island. Current spaghetti models, again, it's kind of irrelevant here because the center of circulation is relatively dry on the western side. And again, we are on the eastern side. So let's draw that out. If the center of circulation comes here, okay, then the meat of the storm is going to be off to the east. So this is where the rainfall and the wind impacts should be, off to this eastern side. So anyone, you know, where Ryan Mason is, what's up Ryan Mason out there, has been tracking this storm with me. He's in the Gulfport, Mississippi area, actually a little bit east of that. So he might get more wind than we get, but depending on how the storm moves ashore, he could get a ton of rain and a good bit of wind as well. So he may get a good look at this storm, but here on Dauphin Island, we always get a good look at any storm. Just a regular thunderstorm can be quite, not catastrophic, but it can cause psychological and property impacts for a lot of people. That's just another set of spaghetti models. Let's see if we can get some satellite. Oh, I like this one. This is the intensity model. Winds on the left axis and time on the bottom axis. So one model has it, you know, getting up to somewhere around 50 miles per hour winds. You can see that. But most of the models have it kind of staying where it is now as a potential tropical cyclone. All right, let's look at the actual storm on infrared. Let's see if we can enlarge this. All right, so active loop, this is the infrared. Oops. So we are, let's see if I can expand this. So this is kind of a close-up view, but we are, let's change our pen color here. Let's get it to red. We are right in this area over here. Okay, the center of circulation is down here. Okay, so there's nothing on this western side over here. So this hunk of severe weather is headed our way for sure, and that's going to cause the most impacts during this storm. Anyway, I'm going to sign out from here, and I'll keep tracking this. If I see any intensification or you guys want me to do more videos out on the beaches and so forth, I will do that. I will do it probably the next update if I'm able to do so. In the meantime, take care. I think this storm for anybody inland will be relatively okay. Again, the impacts here are going to be in coastal areas. For now, take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. We will be doing our normal tennis videos along with these videos as well. So take care, much love, and see ya!